Okay, y'all, we're on episode 5 of Tell Me Lies, and with episode 5, it starts with Steven not getting to yell, which I absolutely love. He had no one to celebrate with, and it was to the point that he literally had to manipulate other people to celebrate with him. It's the fact that he tried to call his sister. Of course, I immediately knew he was going to try to call his sister, and she did not pick up. She is not trying to talk to him. And the next best thing to him, I guess, was Wrigley. And Wrigley was not messing with him either, to the point he just tries to get the attention of another girl by reading his Yale acceptance letter in this common area and stuff. I guess he starts flirting with this girl, and they start creating like something starts happening with them. So there's probably a backstory with them, but the only person who's actually pretty excited, I guess, that he got into Yale for him is Evan. And he shows up to Evan's door like, yo, I got into Yale, what's up? Evan's like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. He has to manipulate the situation, saying, yeah, Wrigley is begging for us to hang out so we can celebrate. Wrigley don't want to do shit with you. Wrigley does not fuck with you. And I'm so glad he does not fuck with Steven at all. And you see that throughout later on in the episode, but during this time, that's when Steven peeps Bree over his place. But before he came, Bree was talking to him about how they ended up breaking up. Like, she was like, yeah, you cheated on me during that time and stuff because you were like at the party. And Evan is still lying. After Bree gave him a chance, he still got the nerve to freaking lie and be like, no, I wasn't there. If you're gonna lie, at least lie better. But you just saying you weren't there when she literally saw you, I was just like, that's so weird. Like, why are you straight just lying to her, and then you're trying to gaslight her and saying you weren't there? I just thought that was so strange to me. He just kept lying. And it's the fact that you can tell Steven the truth, but you can't tell Bree the truth when she gave you another chance. I just think Evan is weird. I just don't like him. I liked him before in the previous episodes when he was nice and everything. People were taking advantage of him. I didn't like that, but at least he was his own person. Now it just seems like he's morphing into Steven, and I actually don't like that, but he's friends with him and still cool with him, so it's whatever. But that's when they established like, oh, we still shouldn't see anyone. But then Steven brings his ass to the door and he's like, oh, this is a situation. Evan's like, this is a situation, but don't tell anybody. And Bree's like, you believe that? And he's like, yeah, we're cool. He has to do anything I say. Just because you gave him money, you think that's gonna like hold him off, which is so funny to me because it's like y'all friendship is really based off being even with each other. Like, their friendship is so weird to me because it's like, oh, y'all are cool now because he has nothing to hold against you. Like, you don't see how that's weird to have someone like that as a friend. And it's just like, Evan's just dumb as fuck. I don't like him. And then it goes to the scene with Lucy and Alex, and Lucy goes over Alex's place to have sex, you know, and Alex is trying to be nicer, and I was confused at first because I was like, why is he being nice? And then that's when he tells her, oh, because I heard about that situation with Chris. She's like, oh my gosh. And he doesn't want to be aggressive with her, and the fact that she wants him to be aggressive, he's like thinking this is a trauma response. And I'm like, this is so thoughtful and respectful and stuff, but it's the fact that it's a lie, which is so crazy to me. So Lucy's just gonna like keep this going, and she's so irritated because it's just like, no, I just want to keep it the same. And he's like, nah, it could still be good like this, girl. Like, this don't have to be your trauma. He's literally trying to help her. And she's just like, she's just so irritated. And I think that's what's getting her, because it's just like she just wants things to be the same. She just leaves because she just doesn't like how he's like changing and stuff like that. So their situation, it ends up like that. But then she walks and ends up seeing like pee in front of the door, and I was just like confused with the whole pee situation, and she cleans it out and everything. So that's how that happens. I'm still not sure about the whole pee situation yet. But then it goes into the scene with like Steven, Evan, Wrigley. They're all at the bar celebrating Steven getting to Yale, whatever. And Steven's drunk. You can see Wrigley is like not feeling it, and Evan's still being an ass, just talking about like, why is Molly calling me? Like, she knows this is not what it is. And Wrigley, as obviously being the normal one in the group, is like, well, did you tell her? And he's like, no, she knew what it is. Wrigley's just like, okay, I'm ready to go. And Steven is like, nah, let's stay, let's do this. Wrigley is not fucking with it. Wrigley is not fucking with it at all. He's like, no, I'm ready to go. Steven's like going back and forth, like, no, we can go to my dorm. My dorm's right there. Like, we can go to my room. Let's go to my room. He's pressing. And Evan's like, nah, we can just go to my room. Like, in a nervous way, we can just go. And then Wrigley goes off on him. You're literally staying in the room where my brother died. First of all, I think I forgot that happened. Because when he said that, I was like, oh. And it's the fact that Steven was just like, is that weird that I did that? No shit, it is weird. Why the fuck would you even stay in the room where Wrigley, especially Wrigley's brother, died? That just showed you don't care and you have like no remorse. And it's the fact that he was thinking hard after Wrigley said that. He was like, do other people think it's weird? And this is the first time I actually seen him actually care or think about what other people think. But he looked like he was in deep thought, like he didn't know that was weird. It's weird to have any person who you knew that died at your house just stay there. Like, he was just like, what? Everyone, is that like, yeah, like you did not know that? He's so strange. It goes into my girl Diana. She got accepted into Yale, period. Love that. And then she got that abortion quick. She was out of there. She's like, I got to go to my Yale's baby. And she said the baby had to go. She was in that office talking to her dad and still getting that done. And then she calls and talks to Pippa and is like, oh, you want to like meet at that pool party, whatever, or a swimsuit party, whatever. And then that's when she sees Wrigley, Bree still not in the mix of what's actually going on. And it's like, okay, so does Lucy not feel comfortable coming to me with this type of stuff? And it's sad because like y'all are literally not telling her the truth, so she just thinks it's her. So it's just so weird to me. And then she's like, no, it's not you. It's just she just doesn't want her friends to think of her in that light. Pippa talking about herself. And then Wrigley is like, well, I don't want to go to that pool party. I actually don't want to be on this campus. I want to be 4. And Pippa's like, she's trying to figure out a way because Pippa's trying to be with her boo. Pippa's trying to be with Diana. So she's like, oh, Wrigley, you're fucking up the plans. You go with Bree instead. Again, Pippa keeps pushing Bree and Wrigley together. Naturally, they're gonna start feeling something. So Bree and Wrigley, they end up going on a road together and stuff. When Bree tells him that she's like, oh, I'm actually going to see my mom. They have this whole journey, and this whole journey, it was so slow but so sweet. But I was so scared for Bree this whole time when the whole situation was happening with her mom and stuff. I was so scared to the point when they were saying bye to each other, the mom and Bree, I was crying. I was crying because I didn't know if she was going to shrug Bree off, because the vibes that she was giving Bree was kind of like, I mean, yeah, if it happens, like, we can hang out. It wasn't like, it didn't feel intentional, so I was scared because Bree kept being like, you can do this with me if you want. You can come to my exhibit. You can do this. You can do this. And I feel like you could see it with, like, even with Wrigley, because Wrigley was, like, looking and stuff. He was really there really nicely because he was in the area, but he was still being aware and, like, protective of Bree. You could tell. And it was so, like, sweet and nice. He's like, I'll just be around. Like, you can call me if you need me. And I was just so nervous that her mom was not gonna want to hang out. And I thought that was, like, so sweet when her mom was like, I won't be here. We'll be somewhere else for the summer or something, but you can come if you like. And I was so relieved because I was crying. I was so scared. I was really so scared that she was not gonna want to talk to Bree anymore, that it was gonna be like a one-day thing or whatever. But who knows, because I still get those vibes from her mom that she's, like, not really trying to hang out with Bree. Like, I had to see in the future episodes if that's the case, because I feel like if that was the case, her mom would have been at her wedding too, you know? So, like, I feel like they really don't end up being close. Like, she doesn't stick with what she says she's gonna do. I think she ends up disappointing her for real. But after that trip, which was so cute, a lot of people I've seen didn't like it. They said, oh, this episode was slow. Mind you, there are only 3 episodes left, so it is kind of like let's get to it. But this episode is important because it shows why and how they started like establishing that connection, because even while driving, Wrigley takes her swimming because she said she's never been swimming and teaches her how to swim. And Wrigley's so sweet because he's like, can I touch you? And she's like, yeah. And he touches her, helps her swim and stuff, and then they get close. And you could tell Bree wanted to kiss him, but Wrigley pulled himself away. Like, that's the loyal king right there. And it pissed me off that this is only the time that I'll say someone pissed me off that they're loyal. He's loyal. It pissed me off that he's loyal because right in the back of my mind is always gonna be Pippa has been with Diana in and out every like day, just with Diana, while Wrigley's over here just being loyal and stuff, and he's like, nah. And I'm just like, damn. I was like, this could have been something. This is gonna be something. So I think in the next episode we're gonna see more of that. I think maybe he's gonna see the truth about Pippa. Maybe he'll like realize, because like how long is he not gonna know that she's been cheating? Like, it's about to be episode 6. So how many times he not gonna know or realize that she's always busy doing something? So I think that's what we're gonna know. I think it was so cute. It was so cute. And then it goes to show them the actual pool party. Everyone else, Pippa and Diana, always getting jiggy with it. So they get together, kissing and stuff. Molly is trying to get Evan's attention and everything, and Evan's not fucking. He was just like, I don't care. He's so nonchalant when he said, I don't care, I don't have your pictures no more. And then Molly's just making up stuff and being like, you're such a ass. Like, why are you doing all this? And he's just like, he's literally Steven. And that's what I've been saying in my other videos. Like, he's literally Steven. The more he hangs out with him, he's literally Steven. I love that Diana pulled her off, because it's like, why are you still trying to talk to him? For real. He literally only hangs out with you when you're convenient and stuff like that. But you do see a lot of people like that too in college, because you're still trying to figure yourself out. So you're trying to be like, does he like me? Does he not? All this other stuff. But he's obviously ignoring you and everything. So Diana's like, you're literally dating Steven. I'm like, thank you. I don't know if it's gonna go into Molly's head, but he don't give a fuck. Evan does not give a fuck. So that's what happens. And then Steven is like being playful with that girl that he was trying to flirt with in the beginning when he was talking about yelling and stuff. They're all playing games and stuff and all that. And Steven pans his freaking view to freaking Lucy. And I'm like, ugh. When he did that, that scared me. Like, he's scary. I was just like, boy. But this part kind of made me feel bad for Lucy when I was like thinking about it. Lucy is really trying to protect her friend, because Pippa is like, has anyone like talked to you about anything? Like, no one's bothering you and stuff. And Lucy is lying, trying to protect Pippa. It's just showing that Lucy is really trying to be a good person as she can. And she doesn't realize how she can, I think. So she thinks she has to keep doing all this stuff. And it's like, for her to even protect Pippa and say like, no one's been bothering me. Whole time Lucy's going through these traumatic things and stuff, and she just doesn't know it. And it's kind of like very sad to me in a way. And then like Pippa leaves, and Chris, this is what scares me, because after seeing Steven pan to Lucy while like Steven's just playing with everyone else and stuff, they're having fun in the pool, and he makes his way and look at Lucy, and he just stares. And that was so scary, because it just made me feel so uncomfortable. And then she's just fixing herself up, and then Chris, see him and said, he doesn't think what he's doing is sexual assault. He does not think it. And that's what's so scary to me, because it's like, he does not think it at all. He thinks, even with because he said Pippa and me and Pippa hooked up. No, y'all didn't. You took advantage of her. And it's the fact that he thinks that. And that's what he's telling everyone else. So it's just like, that's so weird to me. And then that made a scene. So I guess that is going to create another layer in the next episode, because a lot of people saw it. So I might create a rumor of something did actually happen, because she did say out loud, like, get away from me. So it's just like, I feel like that's going to lead into something in the next episode for real. And then with this Chris situation, Chris calls Pippa. I'm just like, what is he trying to do? I think Chris is trying to get retaliation out, because he's just trying to like confront everyone, it seems like. So it's like, is he trying to get his lawyers up? It's like, what is he trying to do? I think he's trying to prove his innocence, and he's not innocent, which is weird to me. So it's just scary. I think more in the next episode, he's going to start trying to like voice what actually happened and stuff. So that's scary. The last few minutes of this episode was really the last few minutes of the episode is really what shook me like to the core. Steven comes across Diana is like, I got into Yale, and Diana tells Steven, I got into Yale too, and I had a good score. And so she tells him everything she did. I said, damn, Diana, why you do that? She told him everything was like, no, I have a perfect score and I'm trying to get away from you and stuff. He was like, oh, so we'll be in the same school? And she said, I'm not going to Yale, honey. You think I'm going to go to another school with you? I'll go to Harvard. I'll go anywhere other than you. And I was like, dang. I'm glad she told him off, but I didn't want her to tell him everything like she did, because I was like, oh, this gonna rile him up for real. And then this, after he heard that and stuff, like, because I think this pissed him off because I realized that, oh, Diana is smarter than him, because she outsmarted him. And you saw it in his face when she literally walked away from him, because he was just like looking confused, like, oh, so she really don't want anything to do with me. She didn't want my baby. She don't want to go to any school that I'm attending, even Yale, when her dad when she wanted to go there so bad. She'd rather change the whole trajectory of her life than see me. Like, she really hates me. I was just like, yeah. Does he not realize how much he's hated? And I think he don't, because him still trying to like talk to people and be like, yeah, I got into Yale. No one gives a fuck. Everyone doesn't like you because you treat everyone like shit. Why do you think someone would want to have your baby? Why do you think someone would want to go to the same school as you? People will literally change their whole life, like what they plan for their life, to avoid you. And it's like he don't get it. It's not clicking. And this is what threw me, because after that, he literally is mad. And every time, as we've been seeing in the episodes, is when he is mad, he literally tries to figure out things that he can do to get his vengeance. And he goes in his computer and has his saved photos of Diana when she didn't have her like clothes on or anything, and act like he was going to send it out. And he stops like sending it out. I don't think he's going to send it out because Steven's annoying, but he's not dumb. Like, I really don't think he's going to release Diana's pictures. But in that moment, when I thought he was going to, I was like, if he really does this though, he is really sick in the head. Like, really terrible. Like, you really are going to try to damage Diana's future and everything because she wants nothing to do with you. And since you can't control her, you would rather control how people perceive her. His narcissistic ass. Like, I was just, that part, this is one of the scariest moments I've seen, which like scared me. But I don't think he would do it, because he would get in trouble for showing people pictures of themselves like with no clothes on, especially if they can link it that it was you can get in trouble for that. So I feel like that's why I stopped to him not posting it, because I feel like he's not, like, when I thought about it, I was like, I don't think he actually would like do that, because I feel like he would think about himself and be like, no, because I could get in trouble and everything. So that part scared me. I hope he don't, because I don't want Diana's life like messed up because of that. But I really don't think he would want to like fuck up his own life, because he would get in trouble for that severely also. But it then goes to Lucy. Lucy tries to like go to Alex's house and be intimate again, and that's when Alex is like, we don't have to be aggressive, it could be enjoyable just like this. And he's soft, he's not being aggressive the way she likes. She goes back home and she's like, damn, that sucks. How can I get popping like it did before? And she goes to find that video recording that Steven sent to Lucy about how terrible of a person she was. Mind you, this is the video that scared Steven's sister to the point she does not fuck with him. She's like this. She was literally shaking when she listened to it because it was so scary. Literally shook with Steven's words, and she gets riled up just listening to it. And I'm like, I told y'all she got a humiliation kick. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I knew it because what else? And it's so sad because she's literally developing this trauma too through college and stuff like that of how terrible a person she thinks she is. And it's just like, no, she needs to feel it and like control that. So it's just like, I don't know, it kind of felt bad to really see this episode and stuff. I still think she's kind of dumb, but who isn't really kind of dumb in college, you know? So especially if you're dealing with the narcissist like Steven, and you really see his narcissism in this episode, which is scary because it's like, dang, Diana really outsmarted me. And I'm just like, dang, this is so, it's just getting scary. So I can't wait for episode 6. I'm going to create a video for that. Again, if y'all like this video, if y'all watching through it, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.